Today I just want to encourage parents and to have two things that I want to share with parents about the importance of healing. Why is it important for you, the parent, to heal? Why is it important for you to have an introspection and say, okay, what are my triggers? You know, as a person, as a parent, what is it that I can do better? If you don't deal with things that have unfortunately been a concern and issues in your life, the chances are your kids will have to deal with them. And if you don't stop them, according to the Bible, there is such a thing as generational curses, and there is such a thing as generational blessings. So that both exist. You just have to make sure that you choose your battles very correctly. So if you fail to heal and you fail to acknowledge the fact that there are things that could have happened in your life and you haven't necessarily dealt with them, it pretty much means that you are indirectly passing them to your kids, and they will have to now deal with those things that you haven't dealt with. And in some ways those things might even be stronger, so to say, than they were when they came to you. So I'll give you an example of if you haven't been taught how to manage money as a younger person and you are very reckless with money. I mean, it is very important to understand how money is managed and all these things. You will pass down to your kids a lack of understanding, or let me just say default ignorance of how to use money or how to be in relationships. But let me stick to the money example. And when it gets to them, as much as you're doing so many things for them than probably they have done for you, they still have the same, I would say, gap that you did have, which is they don't know how to use money. And now how can you appreciate what you don't understand, how it's actually used, or let me say how it's made and then how it's managed? So you might think that your kids don't necessarily appreciate you, but you haven't taught them to appreciate you. You might think that your kids actually don't want to help around the house, but you haven't taught them how to help around the house. The parents' inability to be intentional about the kind of lessons that they pass on to their kids, the kind of people that we want our kids to be, it puts kids in this position where they actually go with what they see, because they're really good at learning what they see. And sometimes we parents then we want to blame our kids and say they don't do this or they don't do that. But the question that I have for you parents is, who taught them? You have to be intentional as a parent about what kind of a person you'd like your child to be. And I'm not necessarily talking about decoding your child's personality and say, okay, I don't want my child to keep quiet, I want my child to be more open. It's not necessarily about the shallow things like that. I'm talking about real stuff here. I'm talking about character. I'm talking about the kind of knowledge that you pass to your child, because the truth of the matter is that knowledge is power, and the right kind of knowledge, especially at a younger age, does form a person in the right way. The Bible talks about if the light of your body is dark, then your whole body will be dark. It simply means that light is knowledge. So knowledge can be good and bad. I mean, you're thinking, okay, can light be dark? That's the question that I have. Information can be bad. You can have the wrong kind of information, meaning that that information is not good for you. It's not something that adds value to your life, and in some way it can be destructive. So we have to take responsibility as parents as to what kind of information we're going to teach our kids and what kind of people we want them to be. We want them to be respectful. We want them to be present. We want them to be considerate. We want them to be honest. But they're not necessarily going to automatically do that because you expect them to do that. According to the Bible, parents, it is expected that we are intentional about what kind of qualities we teach them time and again and again and again. And this is why I absolutely love it when the Bible says that train up a child in a way that they should go, and when they're old they will not depart from it. So this is a promise from the Father that if you take your position as a parent time and again, religiously training your child in a way that they should go, when they're old they will not depart from that. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please remember to subscribe every time you watch my videos. I really appreciate the support. It means a lot to me. According to our data, a lot of people that watch my videos are not subscribed, so I would really appreciate it if you can just pause for a moment and press that subscription button. Thank you for your support. And those that have subscribed to my channel, thank you. I don't take it for granted.